flew 9,500 miles to witness a world-first home theater featuring 16 subwoofers. So in this video, I'm going to share with you my journey from Sydney all the way to Barcelona, Spain for ISE 2023, where I joined Krix, Trinnov, Sony, and theatre room builders Officina Acustica to cover this incredible home cinema, revealing Trinnov's latest innovation in bass management, which quite literally will change the way that you can experience bass in a home theatre. First of all, I'd like to thank Krix and Trinnov for inviting me to join them at their booth and for giving my channel the first exclusive interview with Arnold Labori, CEO of Trinnov, where he breaks down how the new technology works. That video is coming right after this one, so stay tuned. It only took around 37 hours to get from my house to Barcelona. First of all, catching a train to the airport and then walking through Sydney Airport to the terminal before relaxing in the Emirates Lounge and then going to takeoff. Landing in Dubai 14 hours later for a quick layover where I met Don McKenzie from Krix, and then another 7 hours on a plane to Barcelona. I didn't waste any time relaxing and headed straight to the Europa Fira, which was hosting ISE. Here I met up with my good friend Michael Cox from Krix, who was instrumental in making this journey possible for me, and headed straight over to the room, which was already under construction. It was so cool to meet the teams behind this incredible room build. Maurizio Conti from Officina Acustica, which flew the room over in pieces from Italy to be reassembled. You will hear from Maurizio later in the video where he explains the whole process of building the room from the ground up. But it was very cool to see the teams at work rapidly constructing the room for the show, which was opening in 2 days. I also met Dave Morowitz from Trinnov, who was the lead presenter of the room during the event.
David, nice to meet you. Tony from Montage. That's correct, yeah.
And also John Scott, who is the head of R&D at Krix.
You made it.
I made it, mate.
Yeah. Apparently without any sleep.
I'm gonna sleep tonight, that's for sure.
A super chill guy, one of the most humble people I've ever met, and a wealth of knowledge on speaker design and a real asset at Krix. Unfortunately for me, I didn't get to see the speakers go in, as Michael and John arrived 2 days earlier with the crew to get them installed. But I do have some photos of the speakers going in, and seeing 16 subwoofers hidden in a room like this is testament to the engineering and the planning that has gone into this room. I was told that the room was built in Italy, everything was shipped there first, installed and tested prior to being dismantled and shipped over to Spain for ISE. It was great watching the team's work, seeing the interior being completed, riser built within a few minutes, which was crazy to see, and then the IKEA chairs, which were the cheapest part of the build. I spoke with Peter Aylett, who is on the CEDIA board and also a co-owner of Officina Acustica, and he said that the room stands in excess of 700,000 euros, which will become obvious once you see what has gone into making this room.
Starting to come together now with the wrapping on the booth.
Fantastic.
Looking the part.
So the main thing now is just getting the empty cartons out of the way so that they can pick all those up, and then we'll spend the rest of the afternoon running through some demos and having a bit of a listen while we're there.
It was time to install the second Krix MX40 speaker wall outside of the room so that people could see what was running in the setup. And just like that, the room was finished and the crew had a quick celebration before what was going to be the beginning of the show, where the ultimate test of their work would be the reactions of the crowds. I got to have a few cheeky demos of the room while they were running some of the final calibrations on the new bass management, and when I felt it for the first time, I remember turning to Dave Morowitz and asking what in the world I had just experienced. It was at this point where I got to meet Arnold Labori, the CEO of Trinnov, which I'll say was a really special moment for me, and he gave me a one-on-one complete rundown of the brand new algorithm and the system that was going to be demonstrated in this room. So, the day of the show finally arrived, and after leaving the metro, we headed straight to the room where I bumped into Tom Garrett from Trinnov, who was also instrumental in making my trip happen.
Good morning, how are you?
Very well, thank you very much. Looking forward to the day ahead, so it's going to be rather a lot of fun, I think. Yes, it's we've got some fresh meat in there already.
Have you?
Just listening to it, so the guys from Sony are just experienced. I think that's Blade Runners we can hear, so it will be We'll see their face when they come in.
It didn't take long for the booth to attract a lot of attention, with crowds pouring in to experience the room.
What do you think?
I couldn't believe the clean, crisp, deep bass that we could feel all of those speakers, and the absorption on the subwoofer side was mind-blowing. They played it with the things on and off, and the level of consistency was amazing. So it was very clear, very clean, and very rich bass, and that is something very difficult to achieve.
Yep.
So mind-blowing job, guys. Mind-blowing job.
Thank you. And what was your favourite scene?
Oh, of course, John Wick. Goes without saying, but loved it. And I'm something looking at playing at my demo for sure now. Yeah.
I got to meet Lars from Hollywood Zuhause, which I have followed since before starting my own channel from Germany. Lars builds incredible rooms, so it was a real treat to get to speak to him and ask his opinion of the room and the bass.
What did you think of the demonstration?
Well, in general, the bass was pretty precise. It was very loud and very clear and enjoyable to hear it. Basically, as I understood, it's some kind of an upgraded double bass array where the bass is being steered by using multiple subwoofers to aim the bass in order to meet the room's requirements.
Let's take a listen from the people behind the room to get a better understanding of what it took to build this incredible 13.16.6 home theatre.
So for ISE 2023, we bought the speaker system, we bought a Series MX system, which is our MX40. That went behind the screen, as well as another 6 18-inch subwoofers, so a total of 8 subwoofers behind the screen. And we put another 8 up on the back wall as well. So the room layout is a 13.16.6. So for the surround speakers, we used Hyperphonix 45s. There's 4 on each side wall and 2 at the back. And then there's 6 Hyperphonix 45s overhead.
So as Officina Acustica, what we take here at ISE 2023 are 2 products indeed. The shell that we built in one day on the show floor that has a level of floor and has a measure that is 9 meter by 6 by 3.5 meter height with a 2 meter of tech room on the back. And what is the inside of the room, that is our acoustic interior design, that is our main product for the passive acoustic treatment inside of a room. That is not a simple panel. We don't sell acoustic panels. We do complete interiors that has embedded what is our acoustic philosophy that gives the room our own signature in terms of acoustic. When you walk in our room, you for sure are able to understand that it's an Officina Acustica room, because it's not dead, it's completely live and allow you to have a good feeling and to stay into the room. Just to read the book. It's one of the most used room in the house for our customer when we build it. Here we were able to put the cherry on the cake on the new system that Trinnov is presenting for the acoustic control, the electronic acoustic control of the bass inside of the room, because with our system we are able to aid them on making it work properly and exactly in the way they were looking for. These are the 2 main things that we are presenting, and I think that we are here on the top of our production line. About the cove, that is the shell of the room, what we can say is that is a modular system that allows you to have structural work bonded together by a proprietary aluminum profile that allow you to have a very stable structure that allow to have pressure inside of the room without the walls being bended by the pressure. And the system is mounted on a leveled floor, so whatever is the floor that we find on the show is being leveled and allow us to have a very rectangular and perfect installed room. The core is, again, a structural system that allows us to have a very rigid surface on the outside. Clearly not as a concrete room, but it's something that is really, really not easy to reproduce on the show floor. The interior is our acoustic interior design, allow to have the acoustic of the room treated by a kind of filtering of the sound that is passing through the panels that are around 20 centimeters away from the main structure of the cove. This system is driven by the thickness of the panel, the way the panels are machined, the thickness and the density of the eco fiber that is sitting on the back of the panel, and everything is used to filter the sound that impact on high velocity the panel and then discharge the energy on the back of the panel itself, on the cavity that is created by the panel and the external part of the room. This philosophy allows us to be able to drive also the low frequency and not only the mid-high, as normally all the acoustic panel on the wall are treating. And we don't need to have acoustic bass absorption like bass trap or things on the corner, because the room itself becomes a complete acoustic system that can deal with the complete spectrum in every single pieces of the room itself.
At ISE 2023, Trinnov is introducing a technology that we have patented last Friday after 6 years of research that will redefine home cinema design and low-frequency reproduction. The concept is very elegant and consists in a very dual approach whereby bass is steered towards the audience to reduce the amount of reflection created in the room and absorbed by all the subwoofers installed throughout the room. It relies on specific subwoofer placements that we will provide guidelines for, and it achieves unprecedented seat-to-seat consistency and very controlled bass. The room is 18 seats, and to cover this large listening area optimally, we use the ideal configuration for our technology, which is a double bass array. The double bass array consists of 8 subwoofers in the front and 8 subwoofers in the rear of the room. It's slightly over the top, but that's a trade show, so we couldn't take a lot of risk. In the real life, we wouldn't need that many. But I think given the results and reactions from everybody that's gone through the demo, the round of applauses we have had when we performed the A/B comparison, I think that show has been a success for us. And we've made our point demonstrating that this approach is the future. Practically, the audio is driven by an Altitude 32 with a 48 channel extension and 4 Amplitude16 power amplifiers that drive the entire system. The subwoofers and the low driver units for the LCR channels are bridged, whilst every other channel in the system are driven by a single-ended output of the Amplitude16. And that's not it. We're driving the LCR channels, the MX40, with active crossovers, adding 2 extra channels of processing. So the total system consists of 38 channels of processing and power amplification, all delivered and provided by Trinnov Audio. We're very pleased of the reception of the public and the audience and the reactions. What we're showing is very special, very different. Somehow we felt like it could have been a little bit disturbing. That's how different it is compared to what people are used to here in a home cinema with low frequencies. And yes, we got negative feedback from people saying, I didn't like it because now I understand that what I've been used to up until now was the wrong way. I think it's pretty good.
Hello, I'm Maxime from Sony. Well, I'm here in the Trinnov, Krix and Sony booth at ISE 2023. At Sony, we've brought here the VPL GTZ380, which is our flagship projector, home projector. Well, why did we bring this model actually? The reason is really simple. We wanted to raise the standards here with this room with high-end acoustics by Officina Acustica, high-end sound system with Trinnov and Krix, and of course, state-of-the-art projector, I would say, was required. So I think VPL GTZ380 is really answering this need, especially with the screen we've got here, which is a 5-meter screen, so it requires a powerful and really bright projector. VPL GTZ380 has a 10,000 lumens power, of course with a laser light source. It's not a standard laser light source, it is a blue and red light source, which is also allowing a very large color space. We are achieving DCI-P3 color space without any brightness loss, actually. The result is quite outstanding, I think, with this very high brightness, this nice color space, very special red, thanks to the red laser we've got, and a great cinema experience in the end. Well, we don't see any product here, but the idea was really to get all the people visiting this booth to be immersed and enjoy a nice, real and proper home cinema experience. So we've been really glad to bring this projector to participate to this nice experience. So thanks for watching, and you're welcome to ISE 2024.
So as mentioned, I will have another video coming very soon where I get the scoop on the new technology from Trinnov directly from CEO Arno Labori. I need to say again what an incredible experience it has been for me on my YouTube journey to fly all the way from Sydney to Barcelona and see how the manufacturers and the inventors of the products go about building a home theatre. What an eye-opening experience it was, and I feel very fortunate to have met the people behind the brands that I enjoy in my own home theatre. I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you did, make sure you give it a thumbs up and let me know what you think down in the comments section. I will have more videos from my trip to ISE coming very soon, so keep an eye out for those videos. I also met Raphael from Zappiti, who is going to send me a reference unit to review, as I get a lot of questions about Zappiti, and they were also involved in this room build, so that one will be coming as well very soon. For now guys, I'd like to thank you all for watching. You'll catch me in the next video. Bye for now.